you're wondering.
Welcome back. Today's video is a requested video. So somebody wanted me to do a video on how I freeze the things I buy in bulk and how I defrost them. It's actually pretty, it's nothing like big what I do. It's just super simple how I do it. I do wish I had a vacuum sealer because it would make things last way longer. I usually use everything up within 6 months. I haven't did anything after 6 months because I use Ziploc bags. So using Ziploc bags, it works great. I'm pretty sure you can still do it over 6 months, but I do notice that it does get freezer burn. So that's why I say I wish I had a vacuum sealer. It would just make things last way more. So I'm going to show you guys some of the things. I'm not going to do everything that I freeze, but I'll show you some of the things that I freeze and how I store it and how I defrost it. It's usually the same exact way that I defrost everything. So meats, sauces, vegetables, I defrost everything the same exact way. So you're gonna see it, repeated a lot here because it's just the same way. I just put it into the refrigerator to defrost either the night before or the morning of. The only time I'm able to record this right now, it's super loud. I have company and the TV's on. So the ground beef, I am going to smash it. So when I do this one before I freeze it, I smash it so it's about the same size. And then you're gonna squeeze all the air out before you Ziploc it up. Okay, I forgot to mention, before you put the ground beef inside or any kind of meat, go ahead and label it. So I put GB because it's ground beef, and then I put it January 5th. I do that because if I buy, another big ground beef and I put it in the freezer, I'll know which one I have to use first, which one's older. So you can see here, it is like the same size. I do that because it's easier, it's faster to defrost this when you take it out. So that's why I go ahead and I smash it so it can evenly defrost. So next I have some wax paper, and you could also use parchment paper, but I put it in between. You can see here each one, and I do that because it sticks. I had to learn the hard way. So if you don't put something in between, it's gonna you'll be able to take it out, but it's gonna just be a lot harder to take it off of this because it will stick on here. And the most I've ever left my ground beef in the freezer, I think it's been like 5 months. It just depends on how well you store it. But I'm on the USDA food safety inspection says that it's best if used within 4 months because of the quality. It loses quality. Your own research on top of, everything you see on YouTube, of course. But let me go ahead and show you how I store it in the freezer. So with the ground beef and most of the things I actually freeze, I do lay them flat. So I leave a little space right here so that whenever I'm going to freeze things, I have some space. So I just lay them flat, and they've been fine for me. And then once they're done, I'll move them over and go ahead and freeze my next batch of things that I'm going to do. I forgot to show when I took the meat out. So I have the ground beef here. So this is what I do. I do it the night before, the day before, or the morning before I cook. So I just put it in there, and you guys can see that it is completely thawed out, and then I could go ahead and cook it. And that's for all meats that I do the same thing. Cheese, I have the Colby Jack cheese here and the mozzarella cheese here. You can see it's always a pattern. I do the same thing with my meats, unless it's like a pot roast. I won't, cut it small. I'll just put the whole thing in there. But so that's what I do. I make it flat, put the parchment paper under, same thing here, and I just put it in the freezer. I defrost it the same way. I lay it flat. I just feel like it's easier to freeze and it's easier to defrost this way. So you can see here, it's the same thing, just like how I did the ground beef. I just lay it flat, and that's the same way I'm gonna do the mozzarella. Is just lay it actually flat just on top of this. You could do it on the little racks on the regular freezer too. Okay, so I have some green beans here. These will stay for about 4 to 6 months. There's so many different, I just do it this way. They've been fine for me. I did not blanch them or cook them. They're just fresh green beans. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them in flat like this too. I'm gonna put parchment paper in the middle. And then I have 2 different squash here. I have these ones like this for if I wanna make zucchini like fries or zucchini sticks. So I have a couple here, and the same thing, I'll put some parchment paper. These will stay 10 to 12 months. So the thing is, some people say it will stay indefinitely. That's why I'm saying again to do your own research. But I'm just showing you like how I do it. And I usually will use them well before 10 to 12 months anyway. And this one too, before 4 months. But I'm gonna go ahead and lay them flat just as I showed you. This is the tomato sauce that I use for my spaghetti sauce. So I make spaghetti sauce out of this. This is a 6-pound can that I get from Costco. So what I do is I do freeze it. So I have 4 here. I get 5 uses off of this one can. This can is about $3.15, and I get 5 spaghetti dinners with that for $3.15. So not bad. So what I do is I put about 2.5 cups in each bag, lay it flat, put some parchment paper in between, and I put it in the freezer like that to freeze. So freezing the tomato sauce, what I do is I just squeeze this all the way up until almost the edge, just to get all the air out, and then I go ahead and like Ziploc it. So I have like 2 more to do right here. And before I put it into the freezer, this is how I put it. I lay it flat, and then I put parchment paper or wax paper. This is wax paper. And then I go ahead and add this one on top. And I do that so that these will not stick. So that's how I defrost my vegetables, my tomato sauce. Well, yeah, it is tomato sauce. I end up making that into spaghetti sauce, and my meats. I just put it into the refrigerator, and that is it. So I hope this helped anybody, and the person that requested this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys all have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.